Martel Holt finds himself embroiled in another legal battle after allegedly violating a no-contact order issued by an Alabama court. The order explicitly prohibits any communication with his ex-wife, Melody Rogers, outside the parameters of their ongoing custody dispute. However, recent allegations suggest that Martel has failed to adhere to the court's strict guidelines, putting him at risk of serious legal consequences. This past Friday, a judge in Huntsville, Alabama, reviewed a motion filed by the district attorney's office seeking to revoke Martel's bond order. The DA's motion cited repeated instances of Martel, or individuals acting on his behalf, contacting Melody about matters unrelated to their divorce or custody agreement. These alleged violations directly contravene the no-contact order, which was put in place to protect Melody from further distress or harassment amid their contentious legal battles. According to documents obtained by Urban Bell, one specific incident raised significant concern. The DA's office reported that Martel had contacted Melody to demand an explanation for why she had met with prosecutors at their office. This incident, among others, was presented as evidence of Martel's disregard for the court's directive, showcasing what the DA characterized as continuous, unwarranted contact designed to intimidate or exert control over Melody. The no-contact order, a critical part of Martel's bond conditions, was intended to ensure that any communication between the two parties remained strictly limited to matters involving their children and custody arrangement. However, the DA argued that Martel's actions have not only violated the order, but also undermined the legal safeguards put in place to protect Melody's peace of mind and personal boundaries. As his harassing communications appeal hearing looms, the stakes for Martel have never been higher. If the judge sides with the DA and revokes his bond, it could lead to significant penalties, including potential jail time. The situation has drawn public scrutiny, with many questioning whether Martel's actions indicate a deeper pattern of disregard for legal and ethical boundaries in his interactions with Melody. For Melody, these developments mark yet another chapter in a long and bitter post-divorce saga. As she continues to navigate the challenges of co-parenting under the cloud of legal disputes, Melody's supporters have rallied behind her, praising her resilience and resolve in the face of ongoing adversity. Martel's legal team has yet to comment publicly on the allegations or the DA's motion. Meanwhile, court watchers are closely following the case, which highlights the complexities of enforcing protective orders in high-conflict divorces. The coming weeks will likely determine whether Martel faces further legal repercussions or if he can salvage his position ahead of the appeal hearing. The victim met with the undersigned attorney on the specified date to prepare for the upcoming trial proceedings. During this meeting, the victim detailed concerns related to her safety and the ongoing challenges posed by the defendant's repeated actions. The discussion was intended to address legal strategies and ensure that the victim felt supported and protected as the trial date approached. However, shortly after leaving the attorney's office, the victim was contacted by the defendant. The defendant reportedly demanded to know why she had been at the attorney's office, raising serious concerns about the nature and intent of the inquiry. This encounter left the victim feeling deeply unsettled, as it suggested she was being watched or monitored by the defendant or someone acting on the defendant's behalf. The victim expressed that this unwelcome interaction has heightened her fear for her personal safety. The timing of the contact, occurring so soon after her private meeting with legal counsel, has led her to believe that the defendant may be actively surveilling her movements or leveraging associates to do so. This perception has only added to the distress she has endured throughout the course of this legal ordeal. In sharing her account with the undersigned attorney, the victim made it clear that the defendant's behavior has left her feeling increasingly vulnerable. The sense of being watched or targeted, coupled with the defendant's confrontational approach, has intensified her fear of potential retaliation or harm. This fear is compounded by the broader pattern of behavior that the victim has reported, which includes what she perceives as efforts to intimidate or exert control over her, despite existing legal boundaries designed to prevent such actions. The victim's reaction underscores the critical importance of maintaining and enforcing protective measures as the trial date nears. Her concerns highlight the urgent need to address the defendant's actions within the scope of the law, ensuring that her safety and well-being. In light of the circumstances and ongoing concerns for Melody's safety, the district attorney filed a motion to amend Martel Holt's bond agreement, requesting that all contact with Melody, direct or indirect, be strictly prohibited. After careful review, the presiding judge concurred with the DA's assessment and approved the amendment. The newly issued no-contact order takes precedence over the existing custody case, effectively barring Martel from communicating with Melody in any capacity, regardless of the situation. This includes messages, calls, or any form of communication through third parties or associates. This decision comes as tensions continue to escalate in the legal battle between Martel and Melody. In a related development, the judge overseeing their custody case recently dismissed key elements of a contempt motion that Martel had filed against Melody. Among the accusations struck from the record were allegations suggesting inappropriate interactions between Melody and her security guard at her home, supposedly in the presence of her children. The judge ruled these claims unsubstantiated and irrelevant to the custody proceedings, leading to their removal from consideration. However, these accusations did not fade quietly. Shortly after being dismissed in court, the same allegations surfaced on various social media platforms, sparking public speculation and discussion. This development has fueled concerns that Martel or his associates might be leveraging public forums to perpetuate unfounded claims against Melody, potentially as a tactic to undermine her character or credibility during the custody dispute. The new no-contact order reflects a growing effort by the legal system to shield Melody from further harassment or intimidation amid what has already been a turbulent and emotionally taxing process. By limiting Martel's ability to engage with her in any way, the court aims to provide her with a greater sense of security and ensure that she can navigate the remainder of the custody and legal proceedings without fear of further personal intrusion or retaliation. Martel Holt and Melody Sherry, known to many through their appearances on the reality TV show Love and Marriage, Huntsville, have a complex and turbulent relationship history that has played out both on-screen and off. The two were once a power couple, admired for their apparent partnership in business and family life, but their marriage ultimately fell apart in a storm of betrayal, public scrutiny, and legal battles. Early days and marriage. Martel and Melody began their journey as a couple with dreams of building a strong foundation, not only for their family, but also in the business world. They tied the knot in 2008, and together they founded Holt & Holt Entrepreneurship, a real estate and construction company that brought them success and prominence in Huntsville, Alabama. The couple shared 4 children and projected an image of unity and ambition. On the surface, they were a model of success, raising their children, growing their business empire, and eventually starring on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, where they quickly became central figures. The show highlighted not only their professional achievements, but also their efforts to navigate the challenges of marriage, the affair and breakdown of trust. However, beneath the surface, cracks in their relationship began to show. By the time the show premiered in 2019, rumors of infidelity began to overshadow their achievements. Martel admitted to a long-term affair that spanned several years, an admission that would eventually lead to the collapse of their marriage. Melody revealed that she had been aware of the infidelity for some time and had tried to work through it for the sake of their family. Martel's extramarital relationship, which eventually resulted in the birth of a child with his mistress, became a breaking point. Melody's attempts to save their marriage faltered under the weight of Martel's repeated betrayals and lack of accountability. Public divorce and custody battle. In 2020, after 12 years of marriage, Melody filed for divorce. The divorce proceedings were highly publicized, with both parties airing their grievances on social media and on Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Melody spoke openly about the emotional toll of Martel's actions, while Martel sought to defend his image, often blaming Melody for their marital woes. The fallout of their split extended into a bitter custody battle over their 4 children. Martel filed motions accusing Melody of unfit parenting, while Melody countered with allegations of Martel's controlling and manipulative behavior. Their co-parenting dynamic became a point of contention, with both struggling to find common ground amid the acrimony. Post-divorce tensions and legal drama. Even after their divorce was finalized, the tension between Martel and Melody persisted over aspects of Melody's life, whether through court filings, public accusations, or indirect communication, have been a constant source of conflict. The current legal issues surrounding Martel's alleged harassment and violation of the no-contact order reflect the ongoing volatility of their relationship. Melody, for her part, has spoken openly about her journey to healing and finding peace outside of her marriage. She is focused on her career, children, and self-care, often sharing motivational messages with her followers about overcoming adversity. Despite the challenges, Melody has managed to carve out a path forward, determined not to let her past define her future. Public perception and legacy. The relationship between Martel and Melody remains a topic of intense interest among fans of Love and Marriage. Huntsville. Their story has been a cautionary tale about the consequences of infidelity, the complexities of co-parenting after divorce, and the impact of public scrutiny on personal relationships. While Melody has emerged as a symbol of resilience and strength, Martel's actions have drawn criticism and, at times, sympathy, as viewers witness his struggles to reconcile his mistakes and rebuild his life. Their ongoing legal battles and public disputes serve as a stark reminder of the challenges that come with trying to move on when wounds are still fresh.